Asher and Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with
William from Ofnus.
Alan from Ofnus.
Ethan, also from Ofnus.
Nice. Now, during the day, I don't get much of a chance to get out of this tent, okay, which bums me out sometimes because it's like, oh, I didn't get to see that set. I didn't get to see that set. But one thing I could say is, are you going to make this interview miserable?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's going to be very miserable.
Oh, man, you guys were badass. But I loved when you said that because it was like, that's a pretty good fucking line.
Oh, yeah. We always go for that one. It just sums up nicely, like, what we do, what we sound like. Yeah, that whole kind of misery is like one of our main themes, I guess. Yeah.
And there is a lot of it in the world nowadays.
Oh, for sure.
Fucking A, man. That's why we need bands like you, so we can escape all the bullshit in the world.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, how did it feel to be out there at 10:30 and have that kind of crowd at your set?
Oh, fantastic. I mean, it's so good to, like, get a good crowd out that early. Yeah, it just felt awesome to be up there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we put the work in. We really spammed the socials, and we're really sorry to everyone who's had to endure us constantly spamming them, but it's worked, it's paid off, and for them to be out that early again, yeah, I mean, we can't thank them enough.
There you go. And I'm glad you brought up that point, because bands nowadays have it really way harder than ever before, because you got way more work to do. Like with bands in the 80s or 90s, they didn't have to put anything on socials. They didn't have to, and that's a lot of work. Like, social media is like a full-time job in and of itself.
Oh, tell me about it. To be fair, I can see why a lot of bands run with social media managers. We're entirely a contained unit. We manage, we social media everything. We do our own graphics, we do videos, we even mix our own records.
Yeah, I did the mixing, yeah.
It's one of those things where you do need to pay special attention to it. As much as the admin part does kind of grate you down over time, just deal with it. You've got to make it work. If you want it to be successful, put the work in.
Exactly. How do you feel to be here at Bloodstock?
Yeah, it's an honor to come back again. It's my second time.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think the reception we had was just amazing. I think we came in not actually knowing what sort of turnout we'd get. Like, following what Alan said, we put loads of time into our social media and advertising and all our shows across the country. We really made a point to hit home about us playing Bloodstock. So when we got on stage and we saw how full the tent was, it was pretty mesmerizing. It was crazy.
I know, right? And credit to Bloodstock that, like, who thinks you're going to have a crowd at 10:30 in the morning?
It's hard to predict, really. I guess there's a lot of factors. I guess it was nice that we didn't clash with any bands that are too similar. That might split things, but yeah, I think we're just very fortunate, really. I think people obviously walking past, they like what they heard, and they decided to stick around, and we're so grateful for that.
More to the point, thanks to Bloodstock for having us back. I know it's at 10:30 again. I know we did it 2 years ago at 10:30. But they've given us the show of faith, and they've brought us back. We can't thank them enough.
They're one. I do festivals all over the world, and they're one of my favorite festivals. And a lot because we got bands like you that come and give us just fucking a brutal show. Here's one thing people don't notice either is, like, when you see bands up on stage or you see them stand in front of you like this, like, it's two different worlds. Like, you go into a zone when you get up on stage and you're, like, in this other realm.
Oh, for sure. Like, you sort of kind of slip into, like, a sort of performing kind of feel. Yeah, it's a very different persona up on stage, really. Yeah. It's like a whole other world, as you say. Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's the way it should be, because if I want to watch the album, I'll listen to the album. When I go to a live show, I want a whole different experience, and I think that's what you guys bring to it. And there's some bands that don't. It's like they get up there and they're just playing the album. And to me, they're dialing it in. You guys, I could tell your passion and, like, just fucking having a great time up there.
Again, we embrace the misery, and we want people to engage with our music. We want them to feel as miserable as we did when we wrote the bloody thing in the first place. So
I love it.
We've already had a comment from a guy who's just said he shed a tear. Now, that's job done as far as we're concerned.
No
we're
doubt,
happy with that.
right? No
That's
doubt.
what we want.
You know, it's kind of like when you say that, it made me instantly think of Ozzy performing Mama, I'm Coming Home for the last time. Like, some people that weren't paying attention are like, oh, his voice was blah, blah. No, he was fucking losing his emotions. That's what was happening.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was a very emotional show. I was there at the Back to the Beginning. It was
nice.
It was fantastic, but at the same time, it was very moving. But it was so lovely to see Ozzy like up there giving his final performance. He was giving it his all, and it was just so moving to see him. I feel like he got that final opportunity to do what he really loved and what he always loved, is performing.
And he never dialed it in all the years. Never dialed it in. I saw him every year since 1980, and man, every show you could tell he's just having the best time ever and giving you everything he has. I said years ago, like, if he had to retire like Sharon wanted him to, he probably would have passed away sooner.
That's true, yeah. I think doing what he loved kept him going, and I think it's going to be the same for us. I think doing what we enjoy, that's what keeps us going, absolutely.
See, that's key, because how can I, the person in the audience, enjoy what you're doing if you're not?
100%. Yeah, the moment that we stop and doing what we're doing on stage, it's obvious to them. It's obvious. It'll show on our faces. It'll show in our actions. So you got to keep things moving. You got to keep writing. You got to keep grafting. You got to keep working.
And if you don't enjoy what you're doing, this is the wrong fucking industry, because there's a lot of negatives. There's a lot of negatives. People don't realize. They look at you like, oh, you're living the dream life, but they don't see what you're doing the rest of the 24 hours a day.
Yeah, 100%. They don't see, again, the social media. They don't see the writing, the recording. I mean, the recording can be quite fun. You enjoy the recording.
Yeah. Recording's great fun. It's been so for album 1 and album 2, Alan's made it his mission to try break me and push me every album. And at the moment, I can't say too much about album 3, but it's largely written. And it's going to be pretty brutal, and I'll probably cry a little bit. But
I love it.
Yeah.
And what do you love most about the recording part of it?
So it's quite,
Again, being told, not good enough, do it more.
Yeah. It's very hard to put into words what I really enjoy about it. I think hearing the fight, like, you spent months and months practicing all these parts and having other people like critique them, and when you finally get that final product and you're sat in the control room hearing the real drums with everything that's been recorded, it's quite a bit cathartic in some respect.
You're spending all that time practicing, you think you have it down, and somebody critiques you, and you're like...
That happens a lot. I spend time practicing these drum fills for hours. I went in, I didn't even get to finish it, and I get, no, that's not working. Down the microphone from a guy called Timothy Vincent from Woodcroft Audio. He'd just be like, no, that doesn't work. Just play a simple roll. And I'm like, okay. Like, you just got to be open-minded. When you record, you can't just if you go in with a fixed mindset, it's not going to work out.
And you don't really get it till that final product, and you hear the final product, and you're like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, it works. Like I said, you hear it, and you go, oh yeah, you guys were right, I guess. Yeah,
Right?
Ultimately, I think that's why both albums have come out really well. I think we're all open and flexible, so no one's fixed.
You trust the producer. The producer knows what they're doing. You pay them money for reasons.
No doubt.
Exactly. They're experts in their craft, so it's good to listen to them.
Look at Metallica. Without the producer, we would have never had a Black Album, and we might not have Metallica today.
I think you're right. Yeah, absolutely. I think that, these days they do their own thing. But all the great albums, legendary producers, I think that can be a large part of how you can really dial in the sound. As a band, you got an idea of what you want, but ultimately that produces that extra set of ears and goes, actually, that bit, there's a different way we could do that, and it's going to sound way better. And
you got that outside voice, which is what you're going to have when you play a live show or somebody buys your album. So it's not just what you think about it. That producer's thinking about what we're all going to think about it.
Yeah, for sure. They really are, yeah.
How do people reach out to you on socials, on the web, buy your merch, all that shit?
So we're on most socials, as you might imagine. So Facebook, Insta, Threads, Blue Sky, Bandcamp. Bandcamp's where all our merch lives. That's the easiest way to go and buy stuff there. We'll have some stuff on site, which will be online later on. We'll have more stuff coming soon as well, because we sold out of a lot of our stuff, which is a good problem to have.
Yes.
But if they ever want to reach out to us, hit us up on any of those. More than happy to have a chat, engage in conversation, get booked for shows. Just talk to us. We're open.
And I tell my listeners that they can't listen to my show unless they buy your merch, because that's the only way you get to the next gig.
Yes, please. Do that. And we're quite reasonable. I'll say that our prices, we know exactly where we stand as fans as much as we stand as a band. So we're not going to overcharge you for your merch. If you want it, then trust me, we'll make it available to you.
I love it. I love it. And I love that you're here at Bloodstock. You kicked ass. I'm glad I got to catch your set before I got nonstop busy. So I'm glad you played at 10:30.
Thank you. So much appreciated, man.
Thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Cheers.
Michelle Kerr was my press officer for my entire fucking career here in the UK. My entire career with Machine Head. She recently passed away, and it was a very, very sad day. And I can tell you the reason that I'm going to tell this story is because she was family. She was Bloodstock family. She was heavy metal UK family. Most of the bands that you know and love, you probably heard of because of that woman right there. Slipknot, Slayer, Machine Head, Trivium, Killswitch Engage, Hatebreed, you name it. She helped lift everybody up, man. She helped lift everybody up. And in so many ways, she helped make this entire music scene, this incredible, beautiful community that lives here at Bloodstock, man. She helped make it. So ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for Michelle Kerr.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.